Welcome to the New Tricks Tournament Series. We have filmed our 8 expert players playing 4 boards with each of the other 7 to produce an individual winner.
Scoring is at duplicate bridge. Each hand is a separate entity with bonuses for part scores, games and slams, not like rubber bridge where part scores add up and you win rubbers and so forth. Each hand is entirely separate. The scoring format is board and match, sometimes called pointer board. If the north-south or east-west pair at one table outscore the corresponding pair at the other table, no matter by how small or how large a margin, they win the board and score 2 points, while the losing pair score 0. If the scores are the same, each pair scores 1 point, and the player with the highest total at the end of the series is the winner.
Let's go straight to table 1, where we have Andrew and Davies sitting north-south against Marion and Bertie as east-west. South, first in hand in favorable vulnerability. That's always a wild card. Picks up a nice 7-4. He could open either 3 or 4 hearts. Probably 4, because what's the saying? 7-4 bid more?
They say that 4 hearts is a transfer to 4 spades by the opponents. Doesn't really matter how many hearts South opens on the actual hand. East will bid 4 spades over 3 and 4 spades over 4. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether South is playing a loosish preempting style.
Not at these colors.
4 hearts, there we go, okay. South, a believer in bidding more, but East going to bid 4 spades and everybody going to pass, and she's going to have her second really pretty tricky hand to play. Having just gone 3 down in the last one, should be on her mettle.
So South is looking at his hand and will desperately want to get a club ruff from his partner if his partner can get in. So maybe the lead of 2 of hearts? Would that indicate that he wants a low suit?
Certainly 7th highest is an unusual thing to do and might wake partner up to the fact that you want something to happen. The trouble is it also wakes Declarer up, and Declarer knows that people don't normally lead 7th highest.
I want to get club ruffs here if possible, so a trump lead is out. I have to decide which red suit to lead. If I lead a diamond and I hit partner, they're never going to know that I need club ruffs, and a diamond is also dangerous. Dummy could have the ace and declare the queen, something like that. So I figure a heart is a little bit safer because, well, I've got so many of them. Often Declarer will have a singleton heart anyway. Also, because I've bid 4 hearts, I can lead a funny card to wake partner up to the fact that I need a club ruff. And what I mean by a funny card is, instead of leading a normal 4th best, I could lead the 2 of hearts. But my worry about this is, I'll tell Declarer about my club void, and if it's a hand where she can quickly draw trumps, she might pick up the club suit, taking some horrible deep finesse. So I think I'll hedge my bets and lead the 8 of hearts, which is a funny card, but not too revealing.
The 8, 3rd highest. Is that what they play?
I think they're playing 2nd and 4th, but when you have a 7-card suit, all rules go out the window.
True, but the 8 is still curious. Anyway, Declarer needs to be careful. If she goes up with the ace and plays a spade to the king and tries to go back to the jack of clubs, she's going to go down. If she doesn't, she's going to make.
Well, first thing, she wants to make 10 tricks to make the contract, but is she also thinking about possibly making 11?
Absolutely. This kind of scoring, where you're just comparing with one other table, if you make 620 and they make 650, that's a catastrophe for your side. You lose the board completely.
Well, first of all, he thinks a very long time. He doesn't have a clear lead. And then he leads the 8 of hearts, which is supposed to be 4th best, except it cannot really be 4th best, because then you would have king, queen, 10, 8, something. And most people would lead the king. To open 4 hearts, I mean, he must have a very special shape. You don't just open 4 hearts at this form of scoring on king 10 7th and like 7-2-2-2 or 7-3-2-1. I mean, it does look like he has some kind of side void or something. And I mean, I have to hope it's not a void in spades. If it's a void in spades, it's still not really any reason to lead the 8 of hearts to do something weird. I mean, he probably has a void in one of the minors.
She's going to play the ace of hearts, she knows it, but the question is what's she going to do after that, and that's what's going through her mind. Okay, ace of hearts and spade, again, she knows that that's what she's going to do, but she'll be checking and rechecking, because after the king of spades holds, she's got a big decision.
So now she knows hearts are 7-1,
Yeah.
just in case she didn't before.
I guess he could have opened with
He
6-5.
could have 8.
He could have 8. Well, he would probably not lead the 8 from King Queen 10 to 8, but it's possible. Anyway, spade of the king, that's the easy bit. Now for the difficult bit. If she plays a club, which is a natural thing to do, South will ruff, there will be no more entries to the dummy, so North will get 2 spade tricks, and the defenders have the king of hearts to come. So club now is fatal.
Also, we talked before about good players ducking their aces. If North took the ace of spades here, all the troubles are over. They always say you have to duck a trump with ace-jack third.
Yeah, North could have won the ace of spades and given his partner a ruff, but especially after that lead of the 8 of hearts, he might not be certain that he can give his partner a ruff, and also going up with the ace of spades would be a bit sick if Clara had something like 7 to the queen and you crashed partner singleton king.
Here
So
we go. She played a heart.
Played a heart. Wow, that's an interesting play.
So why didn't South take the king of hearts? He desperately wants a club ruff from his partner, so he played the 2 of hearts. He let Marion take the jack, knowing his partner will ruff that. And now all Robson has to do is figure out that his partner is looking for a club ruff, which is what he's been trying to tell him by playing the 2 of hearts. He could have taken the king of hearts, but then his partner doesn't get in.
So the defenders are going to get 3 tricks, maybe not the ones they thought they were going to get. They're going to make the ace and jack of spades, and they're going to get the club ruff, but they sacrifice their natural heart trick in the interest of getting that club ruff. That heart trick 3 was a really interesting play. I wonder why Marion did that. That was great play. Good recovery after the last slightly unfortunate down 3. She's made this one when she might not have done.
Great
Defenders
play.
nodding sagely. And they can see how well Declara did. Nothing we could do, was there? No.
I don't think that there was any way to beat 4 spades, so I did the wrong thing. I could have bid 5 hearts and we would have been cheap. I think we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 3 down, but that's a good save, so disappointing there.
So that's 4 spades making by East and a score of minus 620 to North-South. Let's see how they do at the other table, where we have Jerry and Zia as North-South, with Cecilia and Dennis as East-West. Zia first in hand at favorable. This is definitely going to be a 4 hard bid.
I have a hand that a lot of people would open 3, but my ideas on preempts when I'm non-vulnerable is super aggressive and I open 4 hearts.
Pass to East with a big hand. Very likely 4 spades. Here we go.
You sort of wonder whether you should be bidding more, but the trouble is there's no more you can bid. If it goes 3 hearts pass, you can bid 4 spades. That shows a pretty good hand, so partner might be able to continue the bidding. You might reach a slam. If you have one here, the difficulty is going to be making game, never mind slam. But after 4 hearts pass, you have to bid 4 spades on such a wide variety of hands that partner very rarely has enough to consider moving over it. Even vulnerable against not 4 spades can be bid on anything from sort of a 6-card spade suit and 12 points up to about 24. The 5 of diamonds? What's that? Second highest from a bad suit?
Second highest from king to 4.
Never lead a true card.
There's something suspicious about the lead of 5 of diamonds, but it looks normal to me to just try to use my 2 entries to dummy and play spades towards king queen twice. I start with small club and South now starts to think. I can now see that playing a small club was a mistake.
Okay, Declara, in all innocence, in fairness, is trying to get to dummy with the jack of clubs to play a spade, which is a perfectly natural thing to do. The difficulty with it is, of course, is that Zia can ruff, and the defenders will get that ruff, a hard trick in the fullness of time, and 2 spade tricks, because having played a low club towards the table ruffed, Declara has no more entries other than the ace of hearts. North can duck spades once, and well, still there's a chance. Say Zia ruffs, Declara can win a heart shift in the dummy and lead the 10 of spades, which will have the effect of pinning Zia's 9. That would recover the situation from her point of view. Maybe she can do that. maybe she thinks that if Zia is 7-4. Anyway, Zia hasn't ruffed this club yet.
Well, if he roughs it, he's playing Cecilia to Evander-led ace, king, queen of clubs. So he is thinking if he ducks it and his partner has a club owner, then he can get that club trick and a ruff.
Yes, that's almost certainly what's going through his mind.
Very likely partner has a club honor, and I could just pitch something and then take a ruff later. If partner has a club honor, it's probably the ace, so I ruff. And I'm careful to ruff with the 9 of spades, because traditionally, when you ruff high-low, it shows a third trump. And here I'm doing that because I've done it all my life, and sometimes it works as a deceptive maneuver.
He ruffed it with the 9? Maybe he's pretending to have Jack-9 doubleton or something, so running the 10 might not be so attractive for Declara now. She has to run it, or the 7, she could run that now the 9's gone, but she's played to the king, playing Zia for 3 spades, no clubs, something like 7 hearts and 3 diamonds. I'm not sure that was her percentage, but whatever it was, she can't make from here. She can't get to the dummy to pick up North's ace, Jack of spades, so she's going to have to lead a second spade from her hand, down 1. That would be a big swing at any other form of the game. At this form of the game, it's the same 2 points for North-South, no points for East-West.
So, 4 spades by East being beaten by a trick at this table means a score of plus 100 for North-South. That's 2 points each for Jerry and Zia, the highest scoring North-South pair, and for Marion and Bertie as the highest scoring East-West pair.
And now for the final hand of these partnerships. Everyone is vulnerable, so that usually requires a little bit of restraint. West, first in hand, picks up another interesting hand. So what will West open? What do you think, David? 3
Well,
cards?
he's got the
2
requirements for a weak 2-bid. He's got a 6-card suit and 6 to 10 points, but he's also got a lot of distribution. Those heart spots aren't great. I don't know his style. Be interesting to see. 3 hearts, okay.
Will partner raise to 4 hearts? Probably.
She may not know Andrew's style either. She may thought this is a sound, respectable citizen opposite. I've got 2 tricks, he should have at least 8. Let's give him game. The reason for bidding 4 hearts is not so much that you hope it'll make, you don't really know. But like we saw on the last hand, sometimes the opponents, they bid 4 spades over 4 hearts, and East wouldn't mind that one bit.
I could pass and hoping we only have 9 tricks. I could bid 4 hearts, hoping of course we have 10 tricks, or I could bid 3 no trump maybe, thinking we have 7 heart tricks and the ace of diamonds and then maybe a slow trick in one of the black suits. I think it would be more attractive to pass if I had done it faster because it's more of a chance that the opponents will balance.
Marion is having a good old think about whether to bid over 3 hearts. In this situation, when a good player is thinking, they've usually got a decent hand. Because if they're just trying to block you out, they normally bid 4 hearts in tempo. So if she does bid 4 hearts, I have to decide what I'm going to do. I could bid 4 spades, hoping partner has some of those. After all, I do know partner is probably short in hearts. Could also double, but that's really terrible if partner bids 5 diamonds. I'm not sure what's best, but I think I'm going to pass. My hand is quite defensive and it does look dangerous to bid.
South, as I say, has a tricky problem whether East bids or passes. If it go 3 hearts, pass, what should he do? Should he double and his partner bid 4 diamonds and think I wish I hadn't done that?
Here we go. 4 hearts from Marion.
Instant pass. Well, it's not instant, of course. He was thinking, what am I going to do if they bid? What am I going to do if they pass? So he was ready with his call not to give too much information to his partner or to Clara. He just passed as if he hadn't got a care, but he'll be nervous. Partner can have some hand with 5 little spades and a singleton heart and the ace of diamonds and the ace of clubs, and he would never bid, and 4 spades would make easily. So not an obvious pass by any means, but David Gold passed as if it was obvious. If he'd bid, he'd have been conceding a lot.
I could just encourage clubs and go neutral. If the club king stands up, I can exit passively with a trump. Club king gets roughed, I could just hope to score as many of my ace king of spades, king of hearts, king of diamonds as falls my way. But if I can get partner to switch to a diamond now, that might put Declara under pressure to make an early decision in that suit. So I think I'll do that. I'll play a discouraging club asking for the obvious shift to a diamond.
So the 2 of clubs is a discouraging card, saying, partner, I don't really like clubs. So Andrew Robson might switch to either a spade or a diamond. Here we go.
Well, a spade, maybe not. That would just help set up tricks in the dummy. But a diamond switch is dangerous in a way if De Clara believes that Robson wouldn't do that from the unguarded king of diamonds. De Clara can see all the diamond spots, so he knows that Robson has nothing in diamonds apart from the king, if he even has that. So all of a sudden, De Clara has a chance to get the diamond suit right. It's a big, big play. Left to his own devices, he would have got it wrong and lost a trick in every suit, a spade, a top club, the king of diamonds, and the offside king of hearts. But now, on the switch, maybe he can think of a reason for going up with the ace. If the switch was a singleton, which it could be, although Robson might have led a singleton, and he plays low, it got king of diamonds, diamond ruff, spade or club to south, diamond ruff, and he goes down 2. Again, big considerations at this kind of scoring.
Okay, well, his partner played the 2 of clubs on that ace there, and now he's switched to a diamond. I'm not really liking this. I think that he wanted a diamond switch and he got one. I'm feeling he's got a singleton here. It could be the king, it may not. Might not make a lot of difference what I do. I'm going to try the ace and see what happens.
Ace of diamonds, king.
Well done.
King, he wasn't expecting that.
Well, that was lucky. I got the king there. So this is an interesting position because I can play the queen of clubs and throw a spade on that. And then if he has got the king of hearts on my right, he's not going to get his ruff. If I don't play that scissors coup, then he's possibly going to win the king of hearts. He's going to play a spade to his partner's ace or king, and then he's going to get a ruff. But on the other hand, if I play the club, it gives the club position away, and they know I've only got one club. So I think I'm just going to play ace and another heart.
He was settling in his mind for just, I'm going to play this and see about drawing trumps. He doesn't know that the heart finesse is off, of course. He could have 6 heart tricks.
Well, but now he doesn't have to take it. Now he can just play the ace of hearts and a heart and be happy with a safe 10 trick. He called for the ace of hearts, so he will draw trumps, give up a spade trick, and collect his plus 620.
He will.
Very good board for East-West.
Played hard, Gold will be cursing the fact that Dummy has those black suit high cards. They're useless in terms of taking tricks, but they're good in terms of denying Robson an entry to give Gold a diamond ruff.
He might as well try and cash the king of clubs.
Sure, you can see that. Well, he doesn't know the diamond position either any more than anybody else does, but just in case. Playing a spade's pointless. There's no way any spade losers are going from either hand. Okay, we're going to ruff and draw trumps, and I'll give you a spade, and I made another one. Well done, Pat.
So that's 4 hearts making by West and a score of minus 620 for North-South, and it's over to the other table.
I like to put some pressure on with a lot of distribution, but with my bad hearts, and I've not really got any top cards. I'm red, so I'll just open 2 hearts.
I don't really have any views on playing game here, so I raised to 3 hearts.
I have a difficult bid. I could pass, I could bid 3 spades, which is a little bit sexy, and I could double, but I'm worried about partner bidding diamonds. I decide to go for the money bid, which is 3 spades, hoping to get lucky.
Zia found the 3 spade bid with only a 4-card suit, but his partner must have some spades.
Well, his partner, he hopes has some spades and not a big string of diamonds.
South wasn't really comfortable when he did 3 spades, so here board and match is a pretty clear double with something looking like 3.5 tricks on my hand.
Quick double from Cecilia Rimstead. If she doubles you, you better run. So Zia did run to 5 clubs. Brilliant. Doubled again, but he's got himself out of a frying pan. What sort of a fire is he in? He's okay. His partner has 5-card support for clubs to go with his 4-card support for spades. That's what you call a partner. I think Jerry Stamatov's getting ready to put down a couple of little clubs just to make Zia feel bad. That's an old trick in you don't like your partner's bidding. Yeah, there we go. 2 small clubs, partner. You did the wrong thing. Look, I got 4 spades for you. What are you running from?
Oh, don't worry. I got 3 more. That's one way to get your partner a bit sweating.
So how are we doing? Queen of diamonds to the ace. Zia won't be happy with that because he thinks he would have scored his king of diamonds on defense. At the other table, we saw that they didn't score the king of diamonds on the defense. Four hearts was the contract, and they let a top club and shifted to a diamond, and Declaro went up with the ace, dropping the king. So he made four hearts when fate had decreed that he should not. So Zia, although he'll be more and more miserable, especially when North turns up with a hard ace also, and he sees that his other king was probably a trick, he'll think, well, I took a phantom sacrifice. We had four tricks against four hearts.
However, we saw that East-West at the other table made four hearts. So 5 clubs doubled, 1 or even 2 off is a good save and win for North-South.
Playing with the horse's money, he can go 2 down. That's only 500 against 620 at the other table, but he'll play a low spade to set up a finesse position later, and he'll claim down 1. Sorry, partner, I did the wrong thing. We had 4 tricks. He'll be a happy man when he goes back and finds his teammates that saved him from yet another one of his adventures.
So we have another swing here. 5 clubs doubled, -1 by North is a score of -200 for North-South. But the North-South pair at the other table lost 620 when East-West made 4 hearts. So that's another victory to Jerry and Zia and to Marion and Bertie. Let's have a look at the rankings after 4 boards.
We still have 4 players tied at the top. Marion, Bertie, Zia and Jerry are all on 7 points, while Andrew, David, Cecilia and Dennis are languishing on 1 point each. Hopefully things will look up for them, or some of them, in the next episode.
Before we hand you over to Zia and Andrew, can we please remind you to make a donation via the link in the description below to help us to go on creating these great videos.
So Zed, how's your golf?
My golf is almost non-existent. I gave it up for a while. I had health problems and back problems and old age problems, basically. But now I'm getting back into it. I've kind of exercised my way back into minor.
You'll soon be playing to your age.
Unfortunately, I play to my age every second hole. So I'm a long way from playing good golf again. But it's nice to get out there.
And how about your poker?
Poker, I think, is improved. I would say I'm a slight winning player now, as opposed to a very consistent losing player. But I'm enjoying myself.
Modest. And what about your bridge?
And bridge, well, the truth is I play much less bridge now than I used to. The tournaments in America we kind of attend, but the rubber bridge world, which I loved and you also used to spend a lot of time with, is dying very fast. It is literally on its last legs. So.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy my game with the Portland club players, but which is great. But
well, they're the last bastion of
Is that right?
And they're holding up. And actually, the Portland manages to continue partly because the fact, as you know, they don't play very complicated methods.
Very, very simple methods. No Stayman, no Blackwood, and it all seems to work fine.
And it's
very good training for our bridge, actually, without conventions.
I totally agree with you. And it makes people have judgment and makes people also have a good time. You know?
Do you remember that natural versus scientist game in 1990, I think it was?
Which I think you guys played.
We were on the natural team, we lost.
Well, you're playing against a very good American team, playing all the methods. Obviously, I'm not saying that the methods don't improve your levels, but it changes the kind of the environment and the ambiance of the game. You know.
Yes, I mean they did say we lost because we played more inferior cards rather than the lack of system didn't really cost.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have 12 board match against anybody and 2 good players playing system or 2 players not playing system, there's not much in it.
No, system overrated. I remember 4th suit forcing was quite important. Not having that made a big difference on a couple of boards, but otherwise I think, you know, Blackwood, Schmackwood.
Yeah. Well, okay.
What about in the first 4 boards? Was there anything?
The first 4 boards we had.
Which cards did you hold?
I had the hand where ace, king to 4 spades, king to 5 club. They doubled
that
me.
was interesting, yeah.
In one room, now that's an example, I think, of people a preempt being different in one room to the other, affecting the result.
Massively, because they opened 3 hearts.
Yes.
Bertie.
It was against you or for you?
I had your partner's cards.
Okay. So when
3 hearts pass and Marion bid a slow 4 hearts, and as we know, you don't bid slowly through weakness, so clearly she had something. Yeah. So now my partner David, with a defensive... David Gold, had a defensive-oriented hand with 3 hearts to the king, and it looked like probably bidding was going to go minus, and passing, quite possibly 4 hearts wasn't going to make, so he passed.
Well, I mean,
it's very reasonable. To be honest, I mean, it mainly hinged at our table on, so I led the ace of clubs, because I had nothing except for the ace of clubs. And David had to decide whether to encourage or discourage. And if it encouraged, we play another club, it's rough, declare, draws the trumps, runs the queen of diamonds, and he's going to go one down. But David flagged for a switch. So then I switched to a diamond, and that rather telegraphed the position, and Bertie did very well, and he went up with the ace of diamonds, you see, so he made for...
Why did he want to switch? I don't think he really wants to switch.
I think I'm sure that perhaps David will say himself that perhaps that was an error.
Minor, because actually if you switch to a spade, he's not going to be particularly excited because the ace-king of spades is not going anywhere.
Yes.
A club continuation is good.
And he knows I'm going to switch to a diamond anyway, because looking at the dummy and the slow spades and the ace empty diamonds.
I think that, but it was like an automatic ask for switch. You've got the king of diamonds, you can see.
No, and also you don't want to play the card very out of tempo. You want to, so it's a quick decision early in the day, and perhaps it wasn't quite.
In a way, that was lucky for us, because in the other room, because they opened not 3 but
they opened
2,
right, week 2,
and it went past 3 hearts.
Right.
So I felt maybe I'm being stolen from.
So you had an interesting decision there, didn't you?
Well, I had 4 spades, 3 hearts, 1 diamond, and 5 clubs.
So you had 3 possible calls. Yeah. I mean, 3 no trump could be the right call.
3 no trump could certainly be the right call.
I mean, if you don't bid it now, it's probably gone as a contract.
But I thought, go on.
Well, or you could make a takeout double, but obviously that
you can hear
diamonds, and also it's quite. You very much do want to declare the hand with 3 hearts to the king.
That's it. So, I mean, I'd like to have slightly... I mean, it's not nice to overcall a 4-card suit at the 3 level.
I think it's a very clever bid. Your partner rates to have at most 1 heart on the bidding, so very likely to have 4-card spades.
I was hoping he has 4 spades.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to have the jack of spades so that even if he's got 3, it's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't. Now we went past, and they doubled.
Past 4 spades.
4 spades, sorry.
Past 4 spades.
And now Cecilia doubled.
Who,
I know is a very tough player. So my rule is, I think you taught me this rule, young man, when they double you, if you can do so, run. Because they usually know something you don't.
Yes, so you thought that there were 5 spades on the right some of the time.
Or something like that. So I thought, whatever happens, I'm going to get not a good result. So if you can't get a good result in one place, go somewhere else and hope.
Right.
So I bid 5 club, went past, double, and I was stuck. And my partner very meanly put down 2 little clubs first.
Oh, really?
When he had 5 of them.
Really?
But we went 1 down, and I thought we'd lost the board because we were double, but we won it because in your room, he made 4
He went
hearts.
up with the ace of diamonds.
He made, he did.
That was Bertie.
Very good play. Nice
well,
play,
yeah. I mean, I think between David and I, we slightly telegraphed the position.
You did.
But he did do well. Yeah, he did do well. Yeah.
Well, that's a very fine play.
It was fine play.
So I think Bertie is the guy who invented Betfair, from what I remember.
Absolutely. He's a co-founder of Betfair.
And he's obviously a great bridge player as well.
Good bridge, very good bridge player, and an all-round gambling entrepreneur.
I mean, I wish I'd been the co-founder of Betfair. I wouldn't be playing bridge anymore.
No, I think you would. We love our bridge. We love our bridge. We don't do it.
We're running out of age, that's all.
Please, allow me to show you something.